Hey guys, what is up? It is your favorite YouTuber, SSJ Raikage, coming back at you with What Did Deku at the Byakugan Part 5. So what are we doing? Let's hit that intro. Hey guys, so right here we pick up right where we left off in Part 4. So now all of the battles are done, and after they're all done, Bakugo walks up to Deku and asks him how he suddenly got so powerful, because before they were just rivals, but now it seems like Deku's on a whole nother level. So Deku just answers with a simple, "Oh, I've just been training more," but Bakugo doesn't buy this. And he asks Deku one more time, and he gives the same answer, so he just says, "Okay, whatever you say," but Bakugo is slowly getting more jealous and more jealous, and he's changing. He's not really the nice kid that he was anymore. He's more like Bakugo in the original story. He's still not a complete jerk, but he's becoming more cold and more jerkish. So he started acting more mean towards people, and he just seems to be more angry overall. And Deku notices this, and he doesn't want his friend to change into someone that's not him. And he tries to talk to him, but Bakugo won't listen. So yeah. Now it's been a few days since All Might gave the students their battles. And Aizawa walks into class one day and tells the students to get into a bus because they'll be going to a place where they can really train to be heroes. So everyone's super excited. They don't know what he's talking about, but they can't wait. And after that bus ride, everyone gets out, and they arrive in a strange place, and they see the Hero 13. And this Hero 13 explains to everyone that they're in the Unforeseen Simulation Joint, aka the USJ. And this is where they'll be doing different training simulations to show them what it can be like out there in the real world. It's kind of like the Danger Room if you read the X-Men comics. So yeah, 13 explains to them what this is, and everyone's like super pumped because they've never heard of anything like this. And you just look around, it's completely different than anything they've ever seen. It has so many different environments that they can train into. Not train into, train in. And everyone's just so pumped. Aizawa asks where All Might was because All Might is supposed to be there. And 13 just shrugs it off and says he's busy with something, but he holds up the letter 3. He holds up the number 3. And only Aizawa and Deku knows what this means. This means that All Might has gone over his 3-hour limit of being in his buff form. And so that probably means that he won't make an appearance there. So Aizawa just shrugs this off, and he continues on with the lesson with the Class 1A students. Suddenly, the lights dim and the power goes out to the fountain. This causes Deku to activate his byakugan. He sees a purple portal begin to open in the middle of the USJ. Through the portal, a grayish hand lurks out and reveals the face of a man with severed hands on it. Aizawa tells everyone to stay together and not to panic. Deku thinks, "Oh, this might be one of the unforeseen simulations that 13 was talking about." But then he sees Aizawa put on his goggles and villains walk out of the portal, and he realizes that this is a real attack. Then, a hulking monster with an exposed brain and freakish teeth walks out. Deku notices something abnormal about its chakra flow, as if its body is almost rejecting its own chakra. The hand villain, which we know as Shigaraki, begins to ask where All Might is as Eraserhead gears up for a fight. Todoroki explains that this was definitely a planned attack, as they knew that the class would be there at that time in the USJ. Aizawa tells Kaminari to try and contact the school, but he can't because the signal is being jammed by the villains. Aizawa begins to battle the villains, and he's doing it quite well. Deku takes note of the fact that Aizawa's unorthodox fighting style would suit him pretty well too, systematically taking out villains by erasing their quirks, and then using quick strikes to take them down. While he was doing this, he didn't realize that the rest of his class was escaping, and he runs to catch up with them. But suddenly, the shadowy portal villain, which we know as Kurogiri, closes them off and teleports each of the students to a different place in the USJ. Deku is teleported to the shipwreck zone and he falls into the water. As soon as Deku hits the water, he activates full cowl to swim faster towards the surface. Then, since his byakugan was still active, he saw a villain trying to catch up to him. Deku fires off a vacuum palm as Tsuyu Asui wraps him up in her tongue and brings him to safety on the ship. Deku, Tsu, and Mineta discuss the villain's plan to attack and kill All Might. The villains close in around the ship, while Mineta freaks out. Here we move over to where 13 and some of the other students are. 13 tells Ida to run and tell the teachers about the situation that they have, and he explains that the signals are being jammed by the villains. Ida takes off. Back at the main story, Deku, Tsu, and Mineta are planning their escape. They all explain their quirks to each other, and then suddenly the villains attack the ship. Deku can't take this anymore, and he leaps into the water. While he's in the water, he uses the rotation technique to pull the villains into a giant whirlpool that he just created. "Tsu, Mineta, now!" Deku screams. Tsu leaps up with Mineta, who is throwing his sticky balls into the water, which traps the villains in the focal point of the whirlpool. While in the air and holding Mineta, Tsu wraps Deku up in her tongue, and they fly over to the shore. On the shore, everyone lands safely as Deku tries to catch his breath after using such a huge rotation. The three students decide to watch Aizawa fight as he slowly gets tired out and is then attacked by Shigaraki. Deku watches on in horror as he sees Aizawa's elbows slowly being decayed off as Aizawa kicks the hand villain Shigaraki in the face. Then, suddenly, Deku sees the same hulking monster from before with the abnormal chakra flow approach his teacher and gorge out his eyes. The hulking monster, which we now know to be called Nomu, is absolutely pummeling Aizawa, breaking his bones like they're twigs. As Aizawa's screams of pain are heard by Deku, Tsu, and Mineta. Then, Kurogiri warps in and says to Shigaraki, "A significantly injured 13, but one of those stupid brats managed to get out and warn the pros." Shigaraki says, "Oh, well, this completely complicates things. We won't be able to kill All Might if backup gets here." He pauses to scratch his neck, and then says, "Since we can't kill him, let's crush his spirits." Before Deku can even react, Shigaraki was less than a foot away, with his decaying hand almost at Tsu's face. "Oh no," Deku thinks. "I wasn't able to help her. She'll die because of me." To his horror, Shigaraki touches Tsu's face, but nothing happens. Everyone turns around to see that Aizawa had erased Shigaraki's quirk. As it turned out, the Nomu hadn't actually gouged out his eyes. He had just injured them. Deku uses this moment of shock as an opportunity to charge up a one-for-all amped Twin Lion Fist. Deku doesn't care if this damages his chakra points, and he doesn't care if this causes permanent damage. The only thing that he can think about is saving Tsu and Mineta. He lands the punch on Shigaraki. Deku was positive that he aimed that Twin Lion Fist at a major chakra point in Shigaraki's arm, but due to the nature of the Twin Lion Fist, even if Deku missed, it still would have done significant damage. Deku was surprised when he sees that his arm isn't damaged at all. Then, he looks up to see that he didn't hit Shigaraki. He hit the Nomu. Deku was absolutely baffled by this. How could the Nomu move over here to protect Shigaraki so quickly? He then realized that they really did have a plan to take out All Might. When he looked at the Nomu, he realized that it didn't take any damage whatsoever. It wasn't scratched and it didn't even flinch. A punch like that would have at least caused All Might to stagger a little bit. "Ha! You thought that you could hurt my Nomu? It was designed to kill All Might," Shigaraki said. No. They really can kill All Might," Deku thought desperately. A split second later, everything started to fall apart. The Nomu had grabbed Deku, and Shigaraki was about to hit Mineta and Tsu with his decaying hands. Aizawa was knocked out, so now he couldn't really do anything to erase Shigaraki's quirk. Suddenly, everyone heard a loud boom. A large puff of dust erupted out of the entrance to the USJ. Everyone stopped what they were doing to see what caused this loud boom. A blonde-haired man in a white shirt and khaki pants walked out of the dust cloud. He yells, "I am here!" This man turned out to be All Might. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed What If Deku Had the Byakugan Part 5. And I'm sorry if this seemed a little bit shorter. I decided to use a script this time, just so that everything would seem a bit more uniform. And I really wanted to make the USJ incident part a two-part episode, because this really is like a big part in the series, and like it wouldn't really have the same impact if it was just one part. So I really wanted to make this two parts. And please comment down below if you like this new format of me using scripts. And please comment down below if you have any other cool what if ideas for me to do. And let's aim for a like goal of 10 or 15 likes. If we get 15 likes, then if we get 15 likes by the end of the week, I'll release What If Deku Had the Byakugan Part 5 on Monday. And if we get 10 more subscribers from this video, I'll release What If Deku Had the Byakugan Part 6, Part 7, plus one of the what ifs that you guys suggested, out all on either Monday or Tuesday. So please like, comment, subscribe if you want any of that to happen. And bye guys. Thanks for being I'll talk about that stuff in the 100 subscriber thank you video, which I keep pushing back and I'm so sorry about. But bye. I'll see you next time. Before you go, credits to Predhulk Chronicles. I never would have made my channel if it weren't for him. So please go subscribe to my friend Predhulk. I'll link his channel in the description. Now I can say bye.